I don't know when we're going to have award shows again, and so I'm particularly happy that we got to see you host the Globes last year. I always delight in that. Did you enjoy going back and hosting the Globes again?
I did. It seems like a bygone era. All the things you worry about, you know, when the last couple of times I've done it, they offered me to it, and I said no at first, and they persuaded me. And this was no different. I said no. Then they persuaded me through flattery and cash. And the first thing I thought, oh, Christmas is ruined. So I wrote jokes. But yeah, I had a blast. And it was so funny because I think you hosted the Emmys, didn't you? You were brilliant. I thought you were absolutely brilliant. But you probably put a lot of work in. And I heard that most presenters, like, they really work hard for weeks. They have a team of writers and they go in, you know, a few weeks before now and again. I can't do that because I live in London. So I turn up the day before with like a piece of paper. I've got 20 jokes, right? And all you have to do, I don't show it to anyone. I don't have to. I don't rehearse or anything like that. But I do have to show it to a lawyer, just to make sure I don't break the law, libel anyone, or, you know, break taste and decency. And I never have. I've always read it to a lawyer, you know, an hour before, and I've gone, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. This time, I went to a room, and there was about 15. Now, I don't know if that was they're getting more nervous about me, or the times have changed, you know.
Sure.
But obviously, networks are very nervous, and this is like prime time, you know. It goes out at 5 p.m. in LA. So anyway, so I do the monologue. It's a tough crowd, 15 executives and some lawyers, right? But I do it, and it's fine. You know, they say there was an ISIS joke about they'd sign up to a streaming service. They'd do anything, these actors. There was a thing about sweatshops, and I went, yeah, that's fine, fair satire. There was a joke about the Two Popes film being a paedophile movie. They went, fine. The big discussion was the riff on the movie Cats.
Sure.
So the Dame Judi Dench said it was the role she was born to play because she likes nothing more than plonking herself down on the carpet, lifting her leg, and licking her own minge. Now, they worried about minge, right? I said it's a British term. It's a cute term. It's not offensive at all. It's not a swear word. They went, oh, okay. And then one of them looked up and said, it says vulgar term for vagina. And I went, well, all slang is going to be a vulgar term, isn't it? I said, what could I do? And the lawyer went, you could say vagina. I went, I'm not going to say vagina. That's worse. That's so clinical about Dame Judi Dench. And he went, I take it back, right? So we went through words that I might be able to. All I'm trying to do is them not bleep it, because it sort of ruins it. So I persuaded them that minge was fine, okay? It was such a weird... We went through... I said, what about flange? And they went, oh, that's a part of a synth that confused people. So I'm desperate. So we settle on minge, right? And they said they wouldn't bleep it. And they still did. But I knew they would, so I pointed. So...
A workaround. You found a workaround. So, you know, when I host award shows, you know, there's so much discussion about what's too far, what's not too far. I assume that you, even if you're working by yourself, you have to know that people expect you to have at least 2 or 3 too far jokes. Are those fun to look for?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can do it. I think you can do it in general. You can go for the elephant in the room if something really awful's happened, and I only go after their behaviour, like I did a joke about Felicity Huffman, you know, making the number plates. Again, it's those things that, you know, are in the room and they're fine. I try and go for their, as I say, their behaviour in general, and I go after Hollywood pretension, you know. And this year I thought I went after the fact that a hypocrisy, I guess, that people were tired of being lectured by, do you know what I mean? People are tired of being told to recycle by someone who came to that gig in a limo and got a private jet to the limo. So I sort of did that angle, but I've got nothing against anyone there. You sort of build to it. And I think if you're going after the people in the room in front of them, I think that's enough. I think that's exciting enough for people. You don't have to go crazy and really undermine the moral fabric of America. You're teasing rich people who are winning awards. You know, it's not a room full of wounded soldiers. These are, they're fine. They're fine.
Well, it's always fun watching you do it, and we will be right back with more Ricky Gervais.